Let's talk about list in Python. Here you can see in the list, we'll see some theory. First, mm, list represents a group of elements. Here, next one. Lists are very similar to array, but there is a major difference in array. So what is the major difference is nothing but can store only one type of elements, whereas list can store different type of elements. Array means only similar type, we'll call it as homogeneous. Here we can able to store heterogeneous elements, and lists are mutable, we can able to modify. List can be stored in different types of elements which can be modified, and lists are dynamic, nothing but size can be extended, it's not fixed. Okay, lists are represented using the square brackets, and this is an example, you can take it, and this is what exactly we have the example. And how to create a list. This is how you're going to create a list. A group of elements we're going to put together inside the square brackets. We're going to say that it is a list. How to create an empty list, all we will want to do the demonstration, and we'll want to see those things. Okay, we'll see those. When you see this list in Python, what happens here? So let me take a list, something call it as L is equal to, okay, let's say I will want to say list. So to represent the list, what we'll going to do, we'll want to use the square brackets. That's what we mentioned, and we'll want to print that particular L, print L, and shift enter you to run the program. Otherwise, you can able to use this button and to run the program. This is my empty array. This is how we will going to create empty array. Empty array. Sorry, empty list. Okay. This is my empty list, and we can able to use another way to create an empty list. Let's say L is equal to, that is equal to. So there is a function called it as list, and you can mention brackets and print it as it is. That is variable L, and shift enter. So these are the two ways you can able to create the empty list, and I will going to have some elements inside my list. L is equal to, let's say L is equal to, the elements are, you take whatever the elements you want it. So list is heterogeneous, that is the reason why. So we're going to have few elements over here. So those elements are something like this. You're going to have the elements. Let's say elements are L is equal to, we'll want to say, let's say 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40 comma 50 comma 60 comma, like that, 70 comma, again 80 comma and 90. These are my elements right now we have in the list. And what we will going to do with the list, very very important. So we'll going to suppose using the list we can able to do a lot of things. And here, so how to access the list? First of all, we have to, this is also like something what we have done here. This is also one way to create an empty list. Okay, so this is my list. Now what I will going to do, I will going to find the maximum. What is that maximum is nothing but, for example, I wanted to check MA. So that is equal to, in this list, what are the elements are there? What is the length of the length of the list I wanted to identify? That's the reason what I will do. I will want to mention print. Let's say length is a function here. Okay, and I will want to pass the value L, and shift enter, you will want to get length of the particular list. Nothing but 9 elements are available in the list, you will want to say. And here I can able to check not only this, I can able to find the maximum value of this list. Let's say that is called as max function. Again, I will want to say in this L, what is the maximum element we have? So that is 90. I can able to identify not only that, print, and I can able to identify minimum element. What is the minimum element we have in the list? So you can see that is 10. So like this, there are so many functions are there. We can able to use it and we can able to do it. Now the important thing is how to access these elements. These elements I wanted to access L. Let's copy this L over here. Okay, let me run this. Now I wanted to access the elements. How to do this one basically? So from print, I'm going to take the variable L, and I will going to use the square brackets to access the index. Why? Because the reason is the index starts from 0 here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that indexes are available. So I will want to make, let me talk index number 0. Okay. And I will want to run it. So we can able to identify the 10. I will going to mention index number 5. So run it. You will going to find the 60. Let me say my index number is -1. What you will going to get it? You will going to get the element, last element. Again, if I mention the index number 7, okay, so you'll want to get the element 30, nothing but from the right side. Okay, this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, like that we can able to say these are the indices. Okay, now what I want to do, I understood how to access it, and now I wanted to modify it. This is what we call it as accessing. Okay, let's come at this, and this is what we will call it as accessing. Now, with the same list, let me copy this list actually. And with the same list, what I want to do, I wanted to modify the elements. Okay, this is what we said that we can able to modify like that. Let's say what I will going to do, L of, okay, I will say the value is -1 right now. Okay, -1. This value I wanted to change it. Nothing but I wanted to modify it to 88. Or let's modify it to 112 like that, and we'll want to print the new list. What is the new list? L. We'll want to see that is L. So now you can see this is modified 112. Like this, you can able to update the values, and like this, we can able to access the values. And using for loop, okay, how to access? That's what we will going to see. So this is what we will call it as update. How to update the list. Okay. Now, what we'll do, we will going to see how to access using the for loop. Let's say for, let me take my list here. This is what my list right now. I will copy here. Let's say for I, for I in, let's say in the list L. Okay. Now what I will do, print whatever the elements which are belongs to L, those will be shifted to I, like that. So now I will want to print I. You can able to see all the elements are available, and I will want to use the end keyword. Okay, and you can able to see in horizontal. So this is how you will want to print the list. There is a one more way you can able to follow. For I in range, let's take length of that particular list. So that what I will do, I will going to mention here length of the list I wanted, that is called as L here. So what is the length actually? So that is actually we have seen the length is 9. What is that length? Length I will see 3, again 6, 9. Okay, length is 9. Nothing in 9 times. Okay, and each and every element will go to the I, and we will want to print this one by using indexes. Print. Okay, we're going to see what is that L of. See, in the I value, what you will get it. That is very, very important. In the I value, we will going to get the values, those index values. That is also I will going to print it. No problem in that. Let me print first L of uh, I. If I mention I values, what is that? Every time you will going to get the I value, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. So again, I will going to print those values as well. I values as well here. I values. Let me run now. So you can able to see at the index 0, 10 is there. Otherwise, you can a little bit small changes. I will say index I text index. Let's say index is equal to I, comma, okay, and so we're going to have in this format. Let's run this one. Okay, I have a problem here. Index. Okay, fine, done. Now you can see index 0, we have value 10. If you wanted, you can able to mention here something like this, saying that is that saying value value at, you can mention value at like this and put the comma here. Okay, so when I run this program, you can see index 0, where at index 0 what is there, 10 is there, at 1 20 is there, like that we can able to identify. These are the ways we can able to access the values. Again, using while loop, how to do this one? Same way we can able to follow it. And what I will do here, I will going to take the same list here. Let me have the list over here. I will copy the list. I will want to paste it over here. And let me have this one. And now I wanted to use the while loop and I wanted to access it. Very simple. What I would do, I will going to say n value is equal to length of that particular list. Let me take length of that list. Okay, we'll want to have the length of the list in the n value. And now what I'm trying to do, okay, I will go to initialize I value is equal to 0 here. I will go to take the keyword that is called as while. So while I is less than length of that particular L, otherwise you can able to mention like this, length of that particular L. This is also fine. Otherwise, you can able to mention n, that is also fine. So hence we have taken the length here. Okay, so that's why I will want to mention here n here. And this is my body. I'm developing the body for the while loop. And what I will do, I will want to print it. Print. What is that? We have to print what are the elements which are available in I. Okay. So what I will going to get it? I will going to get the index values. That is the reason why. What I will do, L of I values, we will going to print it. Okay. Comma int that is equal to space. And that is equal to. So this is enough. And what I have to do after this, I have to increment the high value. So that is the reason why I is equal to I plus 1. Increments we will want to do one by one. Okay. After that you can get the values like this, and you can see here we can able to follow this one in this method also. Let's say I plus equal to 1. Okay, now same meaning it will going to give you I is equal to I plus 1. Same thing only, this will going to give you the meaning. Okay, these are the ways you can able to do it using list. And one more important thing we need to understand here, in the list there are a lot of methods are there. We will going to see the methods as well. Okay, after that we will want to take the using user input, we will want to take the values. Suppose example, in this there is one important thing we need to understand here. Suppose I wanted to delete some elements from this particular list. Let's say we have a list here, let's call it as L. Okay, I want to delete some elements. What I have to do, just you have to mention del and you have to mention the index values. L of something like let's say -1. Nothing but what is that? -1 is all about 90. I want to delete this one. Now we will want to see the new list. What we will want to get it, right? And I will want to mention that is called it as L here. See here, 90 is not available. Suppose I want to delete my entire list. What do you have to do? Very simple. Take this so I have taken the list that is called as L list, and I will want to delete my complete list. Use the keyword that is called delete L. Again, run it and print the new list which is available. Okay. When you do this, you're going to get the name error because the reason is L is already deleted. In this L, nothing is available. That's why you're going to say it's not defined. So these are the main things related to list, and we're going to discuss more about the methods available in the list. We'll see further.